we don't make it to the championship game, and he got 31 seniors. Come on. If you got that many seniors on your ball club, that means you're a seasoned ball club. And we expect them to participate at a different level. So I agree with it. I'll take a program any day than these guys bringing guys in and out. And what you're going to have that happens that in the Power 5 schools, the ones that can pay the most money, going to have the best players. But watch their longevity because it's going to hit a rut. It's just a matter of time before they won't be able to get all the guys that they need in there.
Yeah. Hey, Coach Spears, I know we done had you on for an hour, Coach, and we appreciate you coming on and talking ball with us. You're always welcome. But before we let you go, I want to give Mr. Campbell and Coach Cole a chance to see if they have any party shots before we let you go.
Yeah, Coach Spears, I got one thing because you are an Alcorn Brave. There's a big game going on Alcorn and Southern for Southern's homecoming. That is really going to be determined. Now, who's going to win that game, Coach?
Well, it's no question who's going to win that game. We have dominated Southern University for a lifetime. We didn't lose them when I was there. We haven't lost lately. So it's just a matter of time to rolling into Baton Rouge, and we'll have that purple stream coming in there, and we're going to try to beat the brakes off of them.
Well, I'll be at the game, Coach. So we'll see.
I'll be looking for you, but I also want to say that I really appreciate you guys having me on. This is great conversation. Hopefully, we've helped some individuals understand the culture and the things that we do at a high level. We're not pointing fingers at anyone. All we're doing is trying to call out the situations where we can become better schools, better individuals, and get more players to come to our school. Because at the end of the day, the air is going to go out the ball, and certainly through preparation, as Coach Cole called it, we have to prepare our kids not only to be outstanding players, but outstanding citizens and do all the little things in order for them to compete in corporate America and be the best that we can be. I want to be the best Alcorn, the best Jackson, the best Southern. I don't care what the Power 5 do. Let's find out how to get money into ours to make sure we can compete at a high level.
All right.
Guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach, man. You need to be on somebody's staff. I'm saying that, some associate AD. You ain't trying to run a thing, but you're trying to take your knowledge. People pay money for that, to help them turn these programs around and get our conference. Not saying nothing against the coaches, but to get our conference and those kids that come to our schools opportunities to go, not just go to the next level, but go there and make it and sustain those positions. Appreciate you, man. We'll be talking.
Coach, I got one question for all of you guys. Something that really does not make sense to me. You have guys that are basically seasoned in a lot of different ways. Coach, we have guys that have won championship, gone to a variety of different locations, and everywhere they've gone, they've been winners. Is it the fact that we don't want winners, or we just in the middle of the road thinking there's some other things that are going on? Because we've had a number of folks that go back, they don't do no research. Go back and look at the research. Coach Cole has been a winner everywhere he's been, even at Lane College. If you can win at Lane College, you can win anywhere in the world. I can assure you that. So all I'm saying to say, we did a great job at Texas Southern. We did a great job at Grambling. We turned around, went down to help Coach Reggie Barlow. He got to the championship game with Coach Cole. They haven't been since. And then the Alcorn State Braves, Coach, hey, them kids, I brought that won 3 national championships. So all I'm saying is hopefully they can just do some research, man. And not only, by the way, Nick Saban turned me down 3 times of being an analyst as well. So I want them to know that it ain't all about us just trying to go to our school. The guy that has the Maryland job, we were supposed to go with him. So we are reaching out, looking at other avenues to go to, not only just in HBCU, but you know where my heart is, you know where my love is. So come hell or high water, I want to be at home.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Hey, thank you, guys.
All right, that was Coach Melvin Spears, former head coach at Grambling, former head coach at Alcorn State University, man, where he coached at his alumni, man. That's a great interview. It's good to see those guys come back and share that institutional knowledge that they have. It's almost like a history lesson, Coach Campbell. When we had these guys on, he got him on. We had Coach Hayes on. We've had these guys on, man. It's a history lesson for me, and I definitely, want to thank you, Coach.
I'm gonna get Doug Williams on for you.
Oh man,
let's get him. Come on, man.
I'm gonna get Doug showed up to tell you.
Not the legend himself.
The legend, Coach. The legend.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, Rocky, you know how I've bought into some of your sayings and what Coach Spears said about hiring coaches, that's been championship. They don't want to win championship. What do you usually say in the SWAC? What don't matter in the SWAC when they
ain't serious about football.
And they don't look at resumes, Coach?
No. They look at resumes, but they don't look at wins and losses. They look at a few other things on the resume.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, I'll let you do your honor since this was supposed to be two guys we bringing up for this huge week in the SWAC. Unfortunately, one of the other gentlemen who we had scheduled wasn't able to make it. But I'll let you take it from here, Coach Campbell.
First of all, I want to say something to my Jack State people. Unfortunately, and you know this, Ken Clark, my little Jack State brother, he is unable to come on tonight. As you know, he is dealing with something with his mother. She's in the hospital. So I want us as a SWAC family to send prayers to Ken and his mother and everything. I'll see Ken this weekend, but Ken really wanted to come on and he apologized. But like I said, mama's first. So Ken, we're saying prayers for you and everything. But with that being said, I am proud to bring on, and see, this is the great thing about it. When you leave FAMU, you get to get this title. Hey, FAMU legend now. 3 times. That boy got 3 degrees, man. This boy got more degrees than my mama's oven. FAMU legend. And now a proud graduate of Florida A&M University that's working very hard, that took time out of his work schedule to come on. Bishop Bonnet.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good.
What's going on, Mr. Bonnet?
Nah, just living life, blessed.
Well, Bishop, listen, man. I want to listen. We want to talk about the game. We brought you on the game because one thing I know you follow the team. I know you're still connected with the team. I know you watch SWAC football and HBCU football as a whole. But I tell you what, I do want really quickly to set up, because I think this is what's so important about going to our institutions and especially FAMU. Why don't you just tell people your quick journey and how you ended up getting 3 degrees from Florida A&M University, and how you are, being a successful person in the workforce. So just tell us a little bit about your background, how you got to FAMU. You talked about, the struggle that you had to go through, but also the endurance of getting your 3 degrees. I just want people to understand you're not just a football player.
Nah, so I ended up, I could have got my 3rd degree, but that was my last season at FAMU. I was working to get my 3rd degree, but after that year, my scholarship was up, and I already had my 2 degrees, so I didn't quite get my 3rd one. I could still go back and get it, but that'll be for a later date. But my journey to FAMU, I was a walk-on. Didn't have any scholarships coming out of high school. I had 1 or 2. I had one at Wagner and another one at Tusculum College. It was a D2. I actually got offered and had a visit there like a week before signing day, and I don't know, I just felt rushed about it, and I never was a guy to just take the first opportunity that come to me. So I prayed about it, and I feel like God told me in that morning, like the day of signing day, to not sign. So I ended up not signing. Make a long story short, I ended up getting into FAMU on my academic side because I had a guidance counselor who knew somebody at FAMU, admins. Took a day out of school, drove up to FAMU, got enrolled, and then it just so happened like a week or 2 later, they had this was when Alex Woods was there. They had a satellite camp at my high school. I ended up going and balling out, and I already told them I was enrolled, so you can kind of call me a preferred walk-on or whatever, but it was a kind of a weird situation. But hey, I ended up at FAM. I'm one of the few guys who I know who was a walk-on, traveled 2 weeks after being on the team. So the season started. I got on the team like 3 weeks into the season. I traveled to Alabama when we played Tuskegee at South Alabama. We ended up losing that game. I was so mad I didn't get in because how we lose to Tuskegee. But yeah, so that's when we was bad. It was bad. So I ended up actually getting in like a week or two later. We played South Carolina State. I ended up fumbling, and coach never put me back in. So I kind of blew my red shirt that year. Time went on. Got in my sophomore year, got in again, fumbled. He wanted to put me back in, but I was playing all special teams, so I kind of find a way to get on the field. And then this is when Alice Woods last year wanted to go before he quit. It was the year before he quit. I had a meeting with him, and he just told me straight up that I was like too small to play running back for him. So I kind of was in high school. I played DB actually. I played cornerback in high school, but running back was always just like a natural thing to me. I played running back growing up as a kid. Running back was just a natural thing that came to me. I always liked cornerback because it was more of a challenge. I really had to work to make myself better at cornerback, but running back, I don't know, I always had vision and it just was natural with it. So then Willie Simmons came. And everything changed, man. Everything changed. Everything changed. One of my first talk with Simmons was, "Hey, would you let me play running back?" Because the last coach said I was too small, and he told me that one of his previous running backs, I don't want to mispronounce his name. I think it was Keon Tucker or something like that. A little small guy from Prairie View had number 1. He told me I reminded him of him. So yeah, and everything just took off from there. And my last year was my best year. It was COVID season. I actually took advantage of that. Just really locked in on myself, and took that season very seriously. On paper, they always had me at like 165, 170, but soaking wet, I always played at like 155, 150, like always until my senior year. That's when I said I really locked in. I was like, all the things I was doing at 155, 150. I said, bro, if I gain 10 more pounds, I know I will be unstoppable and I will be able to finish a whole season without getting hurt and not be able to sit out. So that was one of my main goals, and everything happened. I didn't quite get 1,000 yards, but hey, I still had a great season. Went to the playoffs. So yeah, and now we're here. I ended up after I graduated. Well, after my senior year in high school, I kind of was making it like a hard decision. I kind of was depressed. Kind of didn't want to know if I wanted to go to the NFL. Kind of didn't know if I wanted to work. Everybody kept telling me I had chances. I could have went here. I knew Canada was not in the picture. I was not going to Canada. I wasn't going to Canada. I wasn't going overseas. I'm not the kind of guy that want to play. No disrespect to any guys who do, but semi-pro, it was the big leagues or nothing. And I know I'm smart enough to, get a good paying job, which I was. So was going through that. Was going through some hard times with that, and by God's blessing, my senior year at the Orange Blossom Classic, one of the board members on the board for the OBC is Ernie Dubose. He was my former employer. I actually met him at the OBC like little convention. He actually got up and spoke. I told him this too. Like, I don't remember nothing he said out of that whole speech, but he said, I have a construction company. And once he said that, my ears just turned up. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta talk to this guy. Like, I gotta know him. So afterwards, I got his number. Just always stayed in contact with him during the season. And after the season ended, he ended up texting me like, "Hey man, like you had a great season. I've been following you all year, man. Just let me know your decision." I was like, "Hey, I do want to try for the NFL, but I do kind of want to have a backup plan." He like, "Hey man, look, if you come down to Tampa, I get you a hotel for the weekend. You feel me? You can just shadow guys around my job, around the different jobs, and just see how you like it." And did that, and I was excited. Like, it was just something different about being on the job site, being a head man on the job site, and seeing something being built from nothing to something, that is amazing to me. It's just amazing to me. So make a long story short, was in Tampa and then was there for like a year and kind of got like homesick, like real homesick. Got kind of wanted to get real close to my daughter, real close to my daughter. So another reason why I didn't go to the, I'm gonna bring it all together. So I wanted to get real close to my daughter. Ended up moving back to Jacksonville and got a job with a company called Stellar Group, a real great company, I got on as a travel assistant superintendent. Stayed in Jacksonville, was in Jacksonville for like a year and a half. And they told me, hey, I've been told them I wanted to travel, but now they just called me like, when they called me last Friday, told me, hey, I need you in Baltimore. And that's where I'm at now. I'm in Baltimore.
All right. Well, now, listen. So now we got that out the way. Now it's time to talk about football. Now, Bishop, you have played in this game, and you know how big this game is. When you came in with the era, as they say, the prime era, and you played these tough games, and now once again, FAMU and Jackson State is basically the game of the year. What are your keys for FAMU in your mind to win this game on Saturday?
We can't allow Jackson State to come out fast like they usually do. If we can go into the halftime down by 3, down by 7, up by 3, up by 7, if we can keep it close by halftime, we're gonna win the game. If the game's not close by halftime, Jackson State too good of a team to try to play catch up all game. They got a very good quarterback, very good running back. I like their receivers. To me personally, I don't like speaking on other like players, but just me personally, I feel like if we had to attack somebody, it had to be the DBs. I just feel like the guys are a little bit undersized. I feel like Jackson State DBs kind of undersized. Doesn't take away from their ability, but I just feel like they are kind of undersized compared to the way the SWAC is transitioning with getting all these Power 5 and P4 guys and Group of 5 guys. Just the size difference is kind of changing a lot from when I was there.
Well, Bishop, let me ask you this question: being a running back,
yeah,
and understanding how important the running game is, for offenses to establish themselves, knowing that if you can run on a team at will, you usually can beat a team. How concerned are you as a FAM State member of Rattler Nation of how it seems that Coach Colsey and the current edition of the Rattlers defense hasn't showed any ability to consistently stop the run throughout an entire football game?
So I did see a big problem with that in the first couple games. What I had a big problem with was coach was on the defensive side. He was sticking with that 5-man box. Like he was just gun ho on sticking with 5 men in the box. I feel like he's moving more towards putting 6 men in the box. Really honing in on stopping the run. I feel like he's loading the box more, and I do feel like we do be missing a lot of like gaps, a lot of gap assignments that we missing. So I just feel like I don't know. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be because I feel like in this game the best we can do is slow them down. You're not gonna stop them from running. Like you're not gonna stop this. You're not gonna stop a Jackson State team from running. You just have to slow them down. They have too many good running backs. Somebody's gonna want to get off, and somebody is. Somebody's gonna want to like get off. At big games, somebody's gonna want to make something shake. Somebody's gonna rise to the occasion. All we have to do is slow them down. Don't let them make big plays. If you do make a big run, limit it to 1. You can't be making 2-3 big runs the whole game. Like with Alabama State, he made that. Outside of that big run, they had Deco Wilson. Like Cozy said, like I like Deco in a one-on-one situation. He just lost that one. He just lost that one-on-one situation. But after that big run, you really can't say that Alabama State really broke any long runs. They kept the chains moving, but you're not gonna beat us like that. You gonna have to throw the ball and score some points. You ain't gonna beat us by just running the ball all game. We gonna go too fast. Offense too dynamic.
Well, let me also let me ask you this before we go to Coach Cole. Florida, it seemed like coming into the season that the way Coach Cozy talked is that he was going to lean heavy on the run game to kind of control the line of scrimmage and impose their will on opponents. Seems up to this point, FAMU hadn't been able to do that, and they've been had to, depend on Richardson to move the ball for them. Do you have any concerns about their ability to run the football at this point?
Nope. Nope, not at all. Because when I was so Simmons' first year, we didn't have a good run game. We went 6-5. His next year, we had besides my senior year and besides 2 years at FAMU, we never really had a dominant run game. FAMU never really had a dominant run game, and we've found ways to win. Like we've always, in the last 5 seasons, what we won between HBCU games. Lost. We've Jackson State. What? So I don't really see it being a problem. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It ain't been broken yet. Like shoot. Even like last year, we didn't have the best of run games. But okay, what you can say is how efficient is that run game when you need to run the ball? Can you run the ball on 3rd and 3? Can you get the ball on first down on goal line situations? Can you get the ball into the end zone? Because I feel like if I was the coach, I'd be the kind of coach that go with the kind of team that we have. Like what best suits us. Because my senior year, I felt like we was never a run-heavy team, but up until the second or third game, Coach Simmons really realized that, okay, the strength will be in his backfield, so let's take advantage of that. So you just got to be the kind of coach or kind of OC to know, okay, what can my run game do? Can my run game be efficient on third downs, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3? All right, at least if we can do that, and I know we can throw the air out the ball, then I feel like we should be okay.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, how you doing? This is Coach Cole.
What's good, Coachy?
You all right?
Yes, sir.
Look, you played up under Coach Wood.
Yeah.
And I know him. He comes from a big PWI background. He came up during the time I came up. Coach Simmons, of course, had a taste of Black College, Clemson. He was at Middle Tennessee State before he really got his start. And so Black College nurtured him as a coach and gave him his opportunities. Why was it a difference, I guess that's what I should ask you, of coaching under Wood than up underneath Coach Simmons, who didn't have the background that he had?
All right, so under Coach Woods, when we was in a MEAC, we never won games. We lost a lot of games, but we were always good. We was always like you can see, like we had the team, like we were good. We always had talent. We never lack of talent. Always had. I remember Brandon, Be Smooth, the receiver we had. I had number 7 my freshman year. But I feel like the biggest difference was even when I first walked on my freshman year, it was a big confrontation. Coach Woods made a statement to the media, basically saying like my players ain't nothing. Like, and I feel like that kind of had a big. I mean, we had a whole like players meeting about that. Like, I was a walk on my freshman year. We had like a whole big players meeting about that. Like, nah, man, that junk Green what he said, dog. Like, man, like it was real crazy, and it just I don't think it was innovative enough. There's a lot of old coaches, Coach Alex Wood, and then keep forgetting the OC name. Good people, but yeah. And then when Coach Simmons came, he a Florida boy. You feel me? So he feel me. You can tell by the way he talked. He had that swag. So and he was young, and he let us be. You feel me? Like he let us be. As long as you, not to say he just let us BS around, but if you come in do your job, you feel me? He gonna let you be. He ain't gonna trip on you too hard.
Yeah. What I'm trying to get to for our fans about, there's a difference between coaching guys in the PWI level as well as coaching the guys at a black level. And Coach Alex Woods, I'm gonna say it again, he come from a wealth of experience. But it's a difference when you come to the HBCU. The kids' understanding is a lot different. What, if you can put your finger on, what was the difference between Coach Simmons' style and Coach Alex Wood's style?
Coach Simmons Coach Simmons just let it all hang out. Like he out there, and he connects with players like that. Cause a lot of us, where we come from, we out there, we from that, so it's kind of like we connect in that kind of way, and he's still trying to guide us to be great young man and great football players at the same time. I just feel like Coach Woods, he probably ain't connected us in that way. Like, you feel me? Like, he ain't connected us in that way. Like, he just didn't. Like, he just didn't.
Bishop, I've been all over America and you said something I've heard a number of times, that term Florida boy, right? I actually lived in Florida when I was a young man, and so I'm very familiar with the culture, especially in the Panhandle region, right?
Uh-huh.
Which is different than South Florida.
And
but y'all both are Florida boys.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, the Panhandle different from the Northeast Florida. Northeast Florida different from Central Florida. Central Florida different from South Florida. Like, everybody got their own little vibe and culture. Everybody got their.
But what is it? What I was getting to was, what aspect that it played to y'all's success that Coach Simmons was a Florida boy? Like, did that factor into the success in any way?
Yeah, because he, like I said, he understood us. Like, man, Coach Simmons was a cool dude, man. One of the funnest times, man. One of the funnest times we had this tradition where, okay, on the road games, and after the road games, we win, we take our shirts off on the bus. And it's funny to see Coach Simmons take his shirt off on the bus, and you feel me? He turned with us, like, you feel me? I mean, I forgot, man. We were playing. We taking our shirt. We turned on the bus. We playing a song, and it's a I think it's like a Fantasia or Mary J. Blige song. We all just vibing, and next thing you know, you see Coach Simmons come back there singing it. We like, oh man, oh my God! You feel we just turned like Coach Simmons, like he just one of them, man. Coach Simmons one of them for real.
Yeah.
Hey,
I get it. And being a guy from Texas, it matters to people from Texas, you know.
For sure.
And I know that both Coach Campbell and Coach Cole have spent, even though they're not Texans, they both have spent a lot of time in Texas. And it matters that being a Texan matters. And so it's good to hear that. I don't take it no kind of way that when y'all say he's a Florida boy, it means something to y'all. I understand it. I understand what that means. And it's not a air of superiority or whatever, but it's a connection that you have with him that that you can't replicate or front about. It's just
because you can like he our coach, but you can talk to coach. Like you can talk to him, you can chit chat with him in your language. Just like if you're from Texas, like certain stuff you could say, they'll understand because y'all like that's just the way y'all talk. Like it's just the way y'all talk. Like when we come around, we say jit. You feel me? Tight. You feel me? This our language. That's how we talk. Like that's how we talk.
Bishop, I want to ask you a question. We're talking about the game. You played in big games. What do you think on both sides with a player at your level, a playmaker? What are the coaches in this type of game? What are they telling you? What is your mindset going into the game? What is your focus when you're going into a game? And like I said, game like FAMU versus Jack State, where all the money is on the line, as you know. What's the mindset going into a game like this?
I mean, you got to get somebody hyped for a game like this. I don't even know what you on my team for. You feel me? Yeah, you should. Like, games like this, the players, like, the best teams are player-led teams. You feel me? The coach don't got to say too much. The players already know, hey, this is one of them games now. Like, let's go, let's lock in. Not to say, like, every week you should be locked in and all that good stuff, but it's just one of them games where, okay, hey, this hit. Like this hit, man. Let's go. And then you don't do nothing different. You still be the same guy you've been practicing a whole. You still have fun during practice. You still do all the things you've been doing, but you just know, hey, like okay now. Because I've been playing in big games since I was in high school. Like that's also too a thing. Like some guys just used to that moment and is used to being in a big time situation. Some guys, like even in high school, I was one of them guys where coach like put the moment on me. Like I'm big enough for it. Coach like so. And then my senior year, I had number one, and it brought me back to my high school year where I had number one. And so I'm like, man, when you got that one on you, bro, you gotta carry yourself different. You gotta really be. They gotta know why you got number one. They gotta know that. Like, this can't be like, okay, yeah, he just got one. Like, nah, that's that boy right there. Like, y'all boys watch out. So it's just a mindset, and I don't really feel like the coaches should be telling y'all too much other than, hey, this is another game. This game right here should going to determine who go to the SWAC championship, who in the SWAC East, SWAC West. So I feel like that's all. It shouldn't be too much hoorah, too much crazy stuff. Hey, this is another game, man. Let's do it.
Hey, Bishop, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, because Bishop, I know you all did, because you played Jack State in Miami, and this is the first time that FAMU in this new era is going to Jackson. The vet is a different animal. You're going to have 40,000 people in there. Jack State is circled this game. And
how many of them be them paid?
Hey, man, listen, man. They're gonna pay. They got car. I paid. I bought my tickets. Let's say that. So they got my money.
See, but the thing is though, in that situation, if you're a dog, if you're a baller, you want that. I want them to put 60,000 in there because I'm gonna shut you up, because I'm gonna snap. I'm gonna do my thing. You just gotta have that mindset. You just gotta be that.
Now, did you say you was gonna snap?
Yeah, snap. I'm gonna go crazy. Like I'm gonna go crazy. Like
I got you. You evidently you was a very, very exciting player.
I mean,
big time.
Big time.
Big time. Listen,
1,900 yards is a lot of yards.
Bishop literally won the game against, and he knows that he'll be modest. When we play Alabama A&M, that boy put that team on his back and won that game, because them boys was on us. And next thing I know, I'm watching the game on the phone, and all I see is Bishop running 50, 40, 60 game winner. So he's always had the ability to rise in big games and things like that. So yeah, that's what I was wondering, because that's one of the things that, I was wondering if players like yourself, because this game has been talked about. A lot of people, it's on ESPN, has flexed it up. You know what I mean? It's going to be TV. A lot of people are going to watch the game. And what do players do? Like you say, big-time players playing big-time games. So what is the feeling? And I'm glad that you answered that. I think Jack State is going to have the same feeling. They got big-time players. They want to win this game. We got big-time players. We want to win this game. So I really wanted to get the feel as a player, because I think a lot of times we as fans don't know. You know what I mean? I think you watch a lot of these shows. You hear a lot of people calling. They have no clue what it really takes to play at the level that you played at.
Yeah, but everybody different though. Everybody different because I'm the kind of guy like I ain't gonna say like how do I want to put it because I'm always locked in, but I ain't really going I ain't burning too much energy like before games. I'm usually talking, laughing. I'll probably listen to some R&B, but probably like 2 hours before the game, that's when it's kind of like a whole different switch clicking, like a whole different. Cause I don't want to burn. Cause I don't know. I just always been that kind of person, relaxed, and I feel like I do well under pressure. That's just my personality. I feel like I'm a quit. I do better under pressure than I don't know. That is my personality. I like being under pressure. I really like being under pressure.
Well, Bishop,
Bishop.
Yeah, go ahead, Rocky.
No, I just want to thank you, man, for coming on, man. We certainly appreciate it and giving us that FAMU perspective. We get it every week though, because even though he's not a Florida boy, you wouldn't know it by his swag and his gear.
Hey, and I want to tell the world, man, for anybody who feel me, just going through something in life where they don't know the decision they want to make, man, trust your gut and trust God, man, because I ain't gonna lie, it was a lot of times where I really questioned myself about not going to the NFL, or at least not trying to go to the NFL, and like coming on this trip, man, like being able to be in this position, like God is really rest assured everything that I did was the right decision. You feel me? So I just wanted to let the world know that, and anybody feel me, football is not your life. You feel me? Like you're an athlete, but you're not a football player. Like you're more than that. You're a brilliant young man. You feel me? So that's all. I just want to let y'all know.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
There he is, Florida A&M's own Bishop Bonnet. Yes, sir. Thank you, Bishop. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Man, listen, I'm just going to say this, man. And again, I know I'm a FAMU, but I'm going to keep saying, Coach Cole, you know,
really?
Hey, man, listen, Coach Cole understands this. When you got players that matriculate through your program and they're successful, you feel a pride because there's so many stereotypes out there about athletes, black athletes in general. Let's just start there. No matter what school you go to. But to see that young man to come on and, like you say, to endure, you know, man, that's why I'm just proud to be a HBCU alumnus. And all of our schools have those stories from players. Every school has a Bishop Bonnet. And, you know, that's why HBCUs are so important. And that's why our athletics are so important. And that's why this game that we're getting ready to talk about is so important. So, Rocky, we ready to move on now.
Hey, we finna get to it, baby. All right. These are the results. We got, you know, it wasn't number 4 swag games and 2 of them were big swag games. So we'll handle that at the end of these 2 slides. But any of these results kind of surprise you, whether it be Bethune-Cookman, Alabama A&M, or Mississippi Valley and Alabama State. I mean, I didn't think they would win this big. I thought both teams would win convincingly, but these were dog walkings right here. Did you guys expect that?
I didn't expect Tennessee State to beat Eastern Illinois that bad. So my hat go off to Coach George up there. Maybe they are moving the program in the right direction. And year 4 for him?
Yeah. But Eastern Illinois only won 1 game, Coach. So
yeah. I got you.
What about Alabama State? We got to talk about this briefly, and we talked about it a little bit. Where is the Bethune-Cookman program now? Well, we got about 15, 16. No. Probably 17, 18 games in. Where's the Bethune-Cookman program getting beat by 12 to 56 by a Midland, Florida, Alabama A&M program?
Yeah, you know, he's not doing very well. They are 0-6, I want to say, this year, and they lost to a Division II school at home. They awfully struggling, and this is definitely not what you want in your second year. In your second year, of course, you got to build off your first year. You should show some progress. I ain't saying you should at least be somewhere in the middle if you got your program going in the right direction. Because year 3, you should be, if not competing for the championship, you should be a spoiler up in there. So The program has turned to a U pivoted, and it's going back down, and Bethune-Cookman's going to have to do something over there, or it's not going to get any better.
Well, okay. Now the gentleman up here put they were disrupted by a hurricane, but on the weeks they didn't have a hurricane, well, what happened then? I'll just ask. Did they have a hurricane when Clark Atlanta beat them? Was it a hurricane that weekend?
Well, let me share him a story. Back in Houston and Texas Southern, they had a hurricane in Houston, and we had flew off to Sacramento to play Shaw, which we beat, and we came back to Texas, and we had to stay in Dallas and play Pine Bluff, which we beat. So we, everybody, goes through something, but you got to stay focused. That's why they call you head coach. You got to prepare your team, and that's why they call you head coach. You just don't, you just can't make up excuses why you're not getting it done. And the other thing is, what happened to the last 5? Okay, that was just one game. What happened to the first 5 that you lost? So that's the deal. That's why they call you head coach and pay you the big money.
Now, I jumped, like I told you guys last night. Scott and I jumped on a Twitter Space or X Spaces and talked to some people from Bethune-Cookman alumni, and they was like, I forget the song, "Baby Give Me One More Chance." That's what they were singing for Coach Woody. Baby, give me one more chance. I didn't understand why he needed one more chance, but they were really, they really believe in Coach Woody and think he's the right guy for the job. But even though there's no evidence,
I'm trying to remember back over 20 years. I don't mean to talk over you.
No, you good.
I'm trying to go back 20 years where the coach started off with an okay first season. An okay first season when you take over a program, that's 3-8. Okay. Then you come back to next year and it's sitting at 0-7 and win 2 games. I'm looking back to see who have done that, who have been that coach. Usually a coach come in, and if he's a winner, he's gonna show you that he's gonna win up the road. He'll make steps. He'll never go backwards. Does that make sense, Bishop?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll never go backwards. But if you started 3-8, you say, okay, man, we gotta get our players in. Then you turn around and go 0-7. Well, what you think year 3 gonna be? And year 4 gonna be? Usually it just be as worse. So I get it. I don't like to see anybody lose their job, but we're put in those seats to win football games and develop young people.
All right. I think again, Alabama State did what they do to Valley. So, and then I thought Morgan would give Mary Mack a hard time, and maybe Morgan, though they've had some really competitive games this year, they just hadn't been able to win those close games for some reason.
I talked with the defensive coordinator at Morgan State, and he just said, Cole, it's just one of those years, man, that they can't get over the hump. You go and look, he said, we playing everybody tough. But he said it's just something about, damn, we find a way to lose. So Coach Sewell up at Morgan State, I talked to him today. I also talked to Coach Robinson over at Alabama State. He just felt that Valley just don't have athletes. They just don't have athletes.
All right, we got Howard.
Real quick on the. I got to talk about the Bethune thing real quick, because the thing, a lot of us had Bethune as our dark horse. They talked about who they brought in through the portal. They had a quarterback, and to see, and you got to understand something. They literally, outside the game that Jack State lost, they played Jack State the hardest. And that's when people say, oh, we can kind of see the talent, especially on that defensive line. And to see the regression on both offense and defense is, to me, is the concerning thing that has just really just got me mind blown on what's going on with that program. And what do they do next? Because you're sitting here, you haven't won a game, you lost to Clark Atlanta, You got Jackson State coming in for your homecoming. These boys, no matter what happens with the FAMU game, are going to go down there and let it rip. It's just a really dangerous thing right now for that Bethune-Cookman program. And I think, once again, this is where, to Coach Cole's point, is when we're hiring a guy, what are we looking for and what do they need to do to be successful? Because the thing about, and unfortunately, and I feel sorry for Coach Woody, because if and when they keep losing these games, all you're going to hear is, see, we should have hired Ed Reed. We should have hired Ed Reed. We should have hired Ed Reed. And that's just, I think that's going to be, as they say, a storm cloud hanging over Daytona is going to be really bad. It's going to be really bad. So I just wanted to just put that out there.
Oh, yeah. I guess this guy's saying Clark Atlanta would be a force in the SWAC. No. I've seen them up close and personal. I've also seen Florida A&M up close and personal. They would not. They would not be a force in the SWAC.
He said Clark Atlanta?
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying, who would be a force in the SWAC, which is Clark Atlanta. They would not. Hold on. They would not. Hey, caller, at 7804, you're live on HBCU Coaches Corner.
That was the Rocket Scotty.
Hey, what's up, baby? What's going on?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
I'm good.
I want to stay on this Bethune-Cookman thing because it really bothers me. I'm sorry. And I think, and this is why, and I think Coach Cole won't agree with me, but this is why I'm such a fan of celebrity coaches, is because, okay, you let Ed Reed walk, and for whatever pride or whatever, however you feel about the situation is how you feel. But to me, it's like, you're irrelevant with Raymond Woody right now. Like, like you're a laughing stock as a program. If Ed Reed had you 2-4, people would still, and they could see the talent, or you would still have some type of publicity, good or bad, with Ed Reed at the helm. And I just think that, to me, it's like, if I'm gonna go with a guy, and if I'm gonna go with a guy like an Ed Reed or Ray Lewis or whomever decides to coach who are true celebrity NFL guys, they're always going to, my personal opinion, unless, like, you know, you have a Willie Simmons situation or a Fred McNair situation, like coaching pedigree championships. You know what I'm saying? Like a Coach Cole, if you like, hey, that's the direction we want to go in. But if you're just talking about a first time guy like Raymond Woody, and he's been an assistant everywhere he's gone, over Ed Reed, that is bananas to me. That's just pure bananas, because I'm taking a risk on you just like I'm taking a risk on Ed, but Ed at least gonna give me some, for that first year, we selling all the merchandise. We making all the bankroll, season tickets sold out. Like, even if you go down in flames, it's gonna be a nice flame, because you done paid. At least that first year gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm making all the money. They didn't sell the Florida Classic. I don't give a damn if they walk in the Florida Classic 1-10. If Ed Reed walks into the Florida Classic, it just went from 50,000 to 70,000. That is my issue, and I just think, like, in the terms of big business and big bank take little bank, like, you got to bite the bullet on that Ed Reed situation and say, you know what? All right, we're gonna move through. Just like a marriage, like, hey, we fight, make up, we're going to move through this and keep it going. So that's my issue with the whole, because Raymond Woody wasn't a good hire. I don't care what nobody says, whatever, what you do.
Yeah.
But
can I say something to you, Scotty? Can I say something? Stay on.
Yeah, I got you, Coach.
Was Ed Reed a good hire before or after he called his boss a sissy? Was he a good hire before he told the media, man, fuck y'all, excuse my French, and mother, and which Ed Reed did? Because when it first came up, I'm with you, Scotty. But when the thing came out that he just, Coach, what part of that you gonna say? And do you know Bethune-Cookman is a Christian school, ain't it, Coach?
Yeah, they do have that backing. They're private, but yeah, they do have church backing.
So, Scott, I got you. I don't know much about Ed Reed besides he played. Matter of fact, I sat with him. Fortunately, I sat with him at Jacoby Jones' funeral. But which Ed Reed we talking about here? Because definitely, Scotty, come on, man. Come on, Scott.
Now, I ain't hear the man call nobody a sissy. I heard.
Come on, coach. Okay. All right. Hold on, Scotty. Hold on now. He said that AD was having some man fix his pants and all that kind of stuff. Then what
I ain't hear that part. I ain't gonna hold you. Listen, I'm only gonna talk about what I heard, and what I heard was MFers. Like I heard the MFers and these MFers and these MFers. They don't give a damn. They ain't want to clean my office. This, that, and that. I heard all that.
Hey, Scotty, this is my deal with it. He still ain't lied. You can say
at some point, the truth got to stand on its own, right? So I mean, hey, listen. Okay. If this is my thing, and this go back to Coach Cole. Okay, Coach Cole, I rock with you on that, right? Because I wouldn't want nobody working to try to work for me, call me a sissy. I get you on that. My thing is, Raymond Woody, you might as well just done an interim situation until you went and got a guy that you wanted again. You get what I'm saying? Like,
man, I get it's like they had two other ends of the opposite. Hired a terrible guy, had a good guy. And I'm a big guy on giving people second chances. I was hoping that he would go get him. I said, man, look, I was emotional. I made some mistakes. I've said some things because I was passionate about being here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I would have been. He stayed on it, Coach, and then he doubled down on saying what the president said to him and what they promised him. And Coach, he lost me on that one, man. And I'm a big second. Scotty, I'm a big second down. Hell, I'm looking for my second chance. So I'm with that.
I'll tell you, like, what do I look like, condemning somebody? I get you.
Yes.
I get you. My thing is that, again, then you got to make this is what, to me, I think it's, and Zoe says it all the time, HBCUs are more reactionary than proactive, right? Once the situation with Aerie went down, then you gotta be in full PR mode. You gotta be in full PR mode. And then second, you either have to name an interim for that year or you go get a champion, because you gotta make people forget why you got Ed Reed. That's the whole, like, at the end of the day, the Ed Reed cloud, like Mr. Campbell said, is always going to be hovering around you. But if you go get you a championship coach or somebody that you feel like they got some type of pedigree, I don't care what nobody says. Raymond Woody has no pedigree other than following Willie Taggart around for pretty much his whole career.
That's true. That is in the coaching. That's the coach.
Now, Scotty, you were on that X Spaces with me, right? And
yeah,
and it was some what I consider really intelligent guys on there, really intelligent football guys. Like, these guys were successful coaches in high school and this, that, and the other. But when it came to evaluating what should happen at Bethune-Cookman, these guys was acting like when the guys show up at Bethune-Cookman, they supposed to win regardless of who the coach is. Like, what does that happen?
Because they have Bethune. Because they don't have Bethune pride. They don't believe in Bethune. And at the core of it, I kept telling them, it starts with the coach. If the coach, everybody knows who's played football, the coach sets the tone for the culture, and the players implement the culture. Players don't start a culture. That's not how that works.
Look,
that's not how it works.
We need to get
if Coach Cole comes in to, let's say he goes to Alabama State, and he's like, hey, we're going to play hard, we're going to play fast, we're going to play strong. And you look at film and players are seeing other players slack off and not running. Those are the times where players are saying, hey, man, our standard here. That ain't our standard. That is what that looks like. But it starts with the coach telling the standard. There is no standard at Bethune-Cookman. You cannot tell me that, because I had a coach tell me, if you see it on film, it's either being coached or being allowed. Which one is it?
Right. Well, let me say this. I wish we patched up some coaches' backgrounds, haven't we, Rocky? on this show. So maybe we might need to bring Ed Reed on the show, but we gotta have a pre-talk with him before we come on.
Hey, man, I can get Ed on the show. That's too phone. Listen, but I'm gonna say something. Let me play the other side, right? Here's my thing, and this goes as to Ed Reed's a perfect example of how you don't conduct yourself when you're trying to get a job. See, my problem is, again, Ed Reed is a professional. Ed Reed is a grown man. And this is where social media constantly gets your ass in trouble. Because if he wasn't filming that, and he had just said that to his boy, you know how you're frustrated and you go in a job and say, man, I can't believe this some BS they got me doing. But you don't put that on Instagram where everybody in the world can see, along with your boss, and you're trashing the place that you actually work. See, that's what I'm talking about, the level of immaturity that I think, and this is what I'm telling you, which goes back to things I've seen other people that go to work and get on social media. If I'm a president or AD, and Scotty, Ed Reed, the resources going. But here's my concern. If I can't control this dude before I even got him a contract, what is he going to be when he comes in? So Ed Reed has to own some of that. And I know he apologized.
With what you need to know today, it's Friday, October 18th, 2024. Number 1. Yahya Sinwar, known as the architect of the October 2023 attack on Israel, was killed by Israeli Defense Forces in Gaza Wednesday. Sinwar led the Hamas operation that killed over 1,200 people, including more than 40 Americans, on October 7, 2023. His identity was confirmed through DNA from his time in Israeli prisons, marking a significant blow to the Hamas leadership. Number 2, Walgreens plans to close 1,200 stores over the next 3 years, with 500 closures set for next year. This decision reflects challenges such as low drug reimbursement rates and slower consumer spending. Other pharmacy chains like Rite Aid and CVS are facing similar struggles, raising concerns about retail pharmacy access nationwide. Number 3, in 2024, approximately 2,800 men are expected to be diagnosed with breast cancer, with nearly 20% facing terminal outcomes. Most cases occur between the ages of 60 and 70, and the disease is much rarer in men than in women. Common symptoms include a hard lump beneath the nipple or armpit, along with pain in the nipple or breast area. Number 4, Valentina Sampaio and Alex Consane made history as the first transgender women to walk in Victoria's Secret fashion show this week. Sampaio previously became the brand's first trans model in 2019 and was featured in Sports Illustrated's swimsuit issue in 2020. Amira Despain, the first black transgender model for Victoria's Secret, modeled for the brand in 2022 but did not walk in this year's show. Number 5, black entrepreneurs contribute over $183 billion annually through 161,000 businesses, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. Despite this, they face challenges in accessing funding compared to white counterparts. Amazon's Black Business Accelerator offers financial support, mentorship, and education to help Black-owned businesses grow on its platform. Read more about it in today's newsletter. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Life is a series of choices. Let's choose to be honest, even when it's difficult. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed.
This is Danny Wilson, and I won $500 on the lunch break with AJ Jones.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.